A continuación en Perfil Latino, el segmento de nutrición de Bottino ShopRite. Vamos a convertir recetas favoritas para que sean más saludables. Presentado por Maribel Santos.
Good morning and welcome to Bottino ShopRite Supermarkets, where we are eating healthy and converting recipes, homemade recipes, to healthier ones. And we have a special guest. Well, before I introduce a special guest, my name is Maribel Santos, Public Relations for Bottino ShopRite Supermarkets. And we have a very special guest with us today. His name is Mr. Ron Francheschini. You have to say that correctly.
Yeah, very well. Francheschini. Awesome.
Exactly. Okay.
Good to be here.
Thank you for being here. He's also a Vineland councilman and director at Bacharach Institute for Rehabilitation and president at CC Tech Foundation. So, welcome and thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, great to be here
with us. And we also have our special dietitians who are in store. And
my name is Kelsey DiVirgilio. I'm the registered dietitian here at the Bottino ShopRite of Delsea in Vineland.
And my name is Danielle Aran, and I'm the registered dietitian at the ShopRite of Washington Twp in Sewell.
So we're here today to convert your recipe to make it a little bit healthier.
Thank you. And what are we making today?
We are making healthier lasagna.
Lasagna. Okay, that's
awesome. Which usually is served not every day in our household, but on special occasions. And I was asked to bring one of my favorite recipes that I have at home. My wife makes it very well, and being a non-Italian, I was very excited that she can do it very well. That was a plus.
That's amazing.
Yes, it was. Really yes, and so I'm excited to see what kind of healthy dish we can make.
Yeah. So a traditional lasagna is made with pasta, long pasta noodles. So today we're going to actually make it into a zucchini lasagna to decrease the amount of carbs in this pasta dish. So first things first, we're going to start cooking some ground beef.
So we use the 93% lean ShopRite brand of ground beef, a little less fat than your 80% meat. So I'm just going to start browning it.
So we didn't want to lose too much of the flavor since we are substituting the pasta noodles for a vegetable noodle. So we're still going to use some ground beef, and some real cheese. So you're not going to lose all of the flavor.
So we could use a different type of meat as well?
You could also use ground turkey, or some people would even make a meatless lasagna sometimes, and you could do a spinach along with the zucchini in the mixture instead of beef if you wanted.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, we're going to get the meat browning, and we're going to have put you to work.
Oh boy.
So a traditional lasagna, big ziti, always has a ricotta mixture. So what we're going to do, take our ricotta cheese, we're going to have you dump all that ricotta into this bowl.
So essentially we're using about a pound of ground beef and 8 ounces of ricotta.
Yes, about 16 ounces of ricotta.
Oh,
I think it's 16 ounces of ricotta. Okay. We're using part skim to keep the fat a little bit lower. Again, you could do everything in your discretion. You could use a reduced fat, you could use a whole milk, but to keep the fat a little bit lower, we're going to do a part skim. And then I'm going to just crack an egg in. Always use an egg for a binder in the mixture. Mix that up for me, please.
Now, why did you choose the lasagna?
That's one of my favorite dishes, Italian dishes that I enjoy. And like I said, it's for special occasions.
Right.
If you eat lasagna every day, I guarantee you won't be the same weight in 6 months. And I try, I'm an exercise physiologist. I work with heart patients, and I try to practice what I preach.
Oh, very good. Very much so. So keep stirring. I'm going to add in a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. So traditional Italian cooks might not measure everything, but to keep it healthy and to kind of keep it precise, measure out the cheese. You really know what you're putting into your recipe, and you can control the ingredients. So,
and it's very important for diabetics also to measure.
Yep.
Because of the carb count, and it's a good way to know exactly what you're putting into body.
Exactly, and we're not only decreasing the carbs that are in this recipe, we're increasing the amount of vegetables, because traditional lasagna has no vegetables in it at all, and you might not always be eating a side of vegetables when you're having lasagna, so really getting in some extra vegetables here with the zucchini lasagna. Okay, so our beef is almost brown. We're just going to keep getting it cooked, and we're going to add a little bit of basil into this mixture as well for some extra flavor. You really want to make sure that you use fresh herbs if you're trying to increase the flavor profile of something. Fresh herbs are really good at that. You can also use some citrus or something. So all that good stuff. So mix it up.
Ron likes basil a lot.
I do too.
Yeah,
I grew basil.
Yeah.
But,
I love it. Absolutely.
But truth be told, I grew up on a farm. I actually have farms surrounding where I live in East Vineland, and I really enjoy when my cousins will cut basil because I can smell it from my house.
Oh, very nice. Basil smells so good.
Oh, yeah.
So our meat's all browned up now, and we're going to just add wholesome pantry marinara sauce into it.
You could use a homemade sauce if you make your own sauce, or gravy, as some Italians might like to call it. But you can use whatever brand you like. Something I would consider looking at is the sodium that's already in a pre-jarred sauce that you might be taking, that you might be using. So this particular sauce has a decent amount of sodium already in it, so we're not going to be adding any extra salt to the ground beef. But if it was a lower sodium sauce, then you could feel free to add a little bit more if you wanted.
And this sauce didn't have any basil added to it, so we're just going to add a little bit of fresh basil as well. Mix it up and let it simmer for a little bit to absorb all the flavor of the sauce.
And of course, you can add more seasonings to it, like garlic and onion. The way you want to saute it and make your own sauce, you could do that.
Definitely.
Add a little more flavor to it, punch it up a bit.
It's definitely experiment with different flavors that you like. This is just a basic marinara, so you could add whatever you like to it.
Very good, very good.
So we're going to get to assembling our lasagna now.
So when you, exactly what you do as an exercise physiologist, what exactly do you do or recommend for the patients, and a treatment plan? The doctors actually send them to you?
I do. So, I've been actually in this field for over 27 years, which makes me old. And yeah, and it's patients that have had heart attacks, bypass surgery, heart failure. So when we talked about sodium, we're definitely concerned about sodium intake for our heart failure patients. It's prescribed by the physician. We do evaluation. We hook them up with telemetry, check their blood pressure, make sure they're asymptomatic, see if they took their meds that day, and then we slowly increase their exercise prescription for about 12 weeks. So we actually see them for 36 sessions.
Very good.
And during that time, we talk about nutrition, we talk about stress management, medication, and at times we may have to refer to a dietitian, depending on the severity of the patient. If they're severely diabetic or they're extremely obese and are having a hard time losing weight, then we'll refer out.
Oh, and that's awesome, because many of the patients could come here. We offer services. The dietitians work for ShopRite, so it's a free service to everyone. And anyone who comes in, they don't have to have a prescription correct.
Nope.
Nothing like
They
that.
could just
come
they could be in perfect health and want to learn how to, make some healthier recipes, but we're certainly available to help people with some
in the past, we have referred out to ShopRite.
Very good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Continue doing that.
Oh, well.
That's a good thing. Okay, so
we're going to
what do we
assemble
do next?
our lasagna.
Okay, so Ron, I think you're going to have to start assembling. So we're going to do take a little bit of sauce on the bottom. So you're going to have to get your hands in there. And
Right.
So we're going to take a decent amount of the sauce. Just create something for the pasta to lay on the bottom. Just a thin layer. So that's good. And what I want you to do now is spread the zucchini across in an even layer.
Now, instead of the lasagna, we're using zucchini.
Yes.
Which is way healthier than pasta. Not saying that traditionally you're going to let that go 100%. But if you want to eat this more often, then this is the way to go.
Yeah, so what we did is we just took some regular green squash, and I guess you could use yellow squash if you wanted. For this recipe, we're just doing green. And I took a mandolin and we shaved it, we cut them really thin. You could do it by hand, but it might be a little bit harder, so investing in a mandolin might be useful for this recipe. Next, we're going to take about a half a cup of the mixture and spoon it on.
Scoop it in there? Yeah. Okay, scoop it in there. There we go. All right. And so we're just going to...
Yeah, and then I'm going to spread it out.
All right.
You scared?
I am very scared. Because I have this Italian cook next to me. She's ready.
It's okay. So we'll actually take a little bit more.
Okay.
You know, you can use your discretion and you just spread it around.
That's why I tell my patients there's
You can make these
subtle changes and suddenly create a little healthier opportunity.
Right. And
Take
then you
these
have your
large
slices.
slices.
Now we
I
can
will
go
take these large slices.
the other way.
The other way? You want to go this way?
No.
I've got my someone in my ear right now.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, thank you very much.
So that way it stays together.
There you go.
Cooking is not a science, so
It's an art, an experiment. It's like building a house here.
yeah.
Oh, geez, thank you so
You're
much.
doing a great
A
job.
little bit of there we go.
Yep,
How's
looks
that?
good. So you want to take some more mixture, and I'm
Oh,
going to have you do more of the work now.
geez, it's tough.
Now you can go home and make this for your wife.
Exactly.
Comes out of
So you want to, we'll take a little bit more. That's fine. Just want to make sure we cover.
Now. You actually are cooking healthier, and your wife is watching now. Your entire family.
Oh,
So that's a good thing.
more cheese. Everybody loves cheese.
Yes.
Yeah. Cottage cheese could be a good option. I would definitely say be a cottage cheese person before you decide to make your lasagna with cottage
It's a lot.
cheese.
It's a lot of cottage cheese. Yeah.
A lot of people very much dislike cottage cheese, although it is very healthy, high in protein. Also look for low sodium cottage cheese because it tends to be high in salt as
salt.
well. Yes. So one last layer.
One last layer.
Now, how many zucchinis did you use here?
So this is 3 pretty large zucchinis. You can use, I would say 3 or 4 might be good. When you start using them on the mandolin, you don't get the nice big pieces right away. Some of the zucchini might go to waste. You could bake those, saute them, and use them in, breakfast omelet as a side. So don't be afraid to use the scraps, smaller pieces, for something else.
Vegetable lasagna with turkey.
And more cheese.
Top it with some cheese.
To make this dish even healthier, once you've eaten a piece, you run around the block, and then you burn enough calories, and then you can have another one. How's that?
Absolutely.
Is that a good advice or what?
I don't know how that would.
I'm not sure how
your
my stomach.
digestion. I don't know. So
Well,
it's up to you.
yeah.
You try it. You let me know.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
So now, after you're done assembling it, you would cover it with foil, bake it in the oven at about 375 for 30 minutes.
Yep.
Then uncover it, cook it again with more cheese layered on top for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, you want to make sure that it really gets crispy on the top and that it's all the way cooked through.
That looks good.
So,
Really good. So
we're
we're
gonna
going to see our
try our lasagna. So, like I was mentioning before, you get a larger serving size with this type of lasagna. But in the traditional lasagna, the calories for one little square, 330 calories with about 9 grams of saturated fat, as well as a higher amount of carbs, and not as much fiber because we're using a regular traditional white pasta noodle. With the new recipe, you get a larger serving size for less calories. You decrease the amount of saturated fat from about 9 to 5 grams, and we've also decreased the amount of sodium because we're using lower sodium options and not adding in as much salt, and we're increasing the fiber a little bit because we're using zucchini. Protein stays roughly the same because we're still using beef and the same types of cheeses, but overall reducing the amount of calories, carbs, and fat in this dish. So it's a good option for you. So after our lasagna has baked in the oven, we're going to reveal what it looks like. So when the cheese is all baked and crusty brown, that's how you know it's done and it's cooked through. So what we're going to do is serve you up a slice.
That's beautiful.
And
What do you think, Ron?
Looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It smells good. So let's go with the smell.
Smells really good. So what is something to stress here with this recipe, you also get a larger serving size than a traditional lasagna.
Right.
So a traditional lasagna would be cut in 12, and the serving size is really only one little square. But let's be realistic, who only ever eats one little square of lasagna? Usually you're having 2, maybe 3 squares. So with this, you get a larger serving size, and you don't have to feel as guilty about it.
Oh, beautiful. That looks good.
So there's our lasagna.
You will try that first.
Oh, I will try.
Oh,
It's a little bit hot, so please be careful.
Oh.
You're our special guest, so you let us know what you think about
boy.
this healthier
No-
lasagna.
no pressure.
No pasta.
Well, it smells great. Good?
Really good?
Very good.
Good.
Listen, bellissimo. Very well.
So there you have it. It's pretty easy to make a lasagna a little bit healthier. And if you ever had any questions about how to make a recipe that you wanted to lighten up, you could always visit us dietitians at the stores, and we'd be more than happy to help you out.
So anyone could come in with their recipe and visit our dietitians, and they can help you reduce the sodium, calories, carbs, and make it that much healthier and enjoy a family recipe. So you can bring it in at any time. You can also find us on Facebook and look for the different segments. And I want to thank Ron for coming in today and
Thanks for having
sharing
me. It's
his
great.
wonderful recipe
Yeah.
with us. Thank you so much for sharing that. And also, you can refer your patients to us, and we'll be more than happy to take care of them.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you so
very
much.
for coming in.
You guys are great.
And sharing this wonderful recipe with us.
Thank you. Have a good one.